Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a little slide-on belly band box with the lift over. It folds open. It's a lovely little box. Actually, what I wanted to do was make a box that was bright colours against black and white. So black and white with bright colours, always terribly sophisticated and lovely. So I kind of built the box around this one piece of black and white paper that's from the Plaid Tidings. But I only had one sheet left, so actually I thought, well, I need to make one for the sample and one on camera. So I cut it in half, 3 inches by 6 inches, and I built the box around that. I know. It is what it is. So to make the box, you need a piece of cardstock that's 6 by 6 inches. If you work in metric, it's actually 15.5 by 15 centimetres. So that's because the box finishes up at 1 by 1.5 by 4 inches or 2.5 by 4 by 10 centimetres. Okay, so on the first side, which is the long side in metric, you score it at 1, 2.5, 3.5 and 5 inches, and in metric you're scoring it 2.5, 6.5, 6.5, 9 and 13 centimetres, and then you would have this section here is 2.5 centimetres, so that's why this is the 15.5 centimetre side. Okay, then you turn it round and score it at 1 and 5 inches, which is 2.5 and 12.5, so this is the 15 centimetre side. Okay, there is no direct, well, there is a direct translation or, you know, switch from metric to imperial, and that is, you know, so for example, 4 inches is 10.2 centimetres. And that, unfortunately, 1 inch is not exactly 2.5 centimetres. It's actually like 2.55 centimetres, and so 2 inches is actually 5.1 centimetres, and so on. So I could take imperial measurements and exactly turn them into imperial. Actually, it does make life a little bit more complicated. So I simply work to the rule of 1 inch is 2.5 centimetres, therefore 2 inches is 5, 4 is 10, and perhaps if you can see, that's my 4 inch mark, and it's actually 10.2 centimetres, but like I say, I just make life easier for everybody. Right, so I've burnished that. Let me find a pair of scissors. Oh, big scissors, these will do. And I'm just going to wedge these squares, so I'm cutting straight down the rectangle, wedge the squares. This is not new information if you've been following me for a while. I always say this: keep the rectangle straight, wedge the squares. If you're new to me, hello, I do lots of videos like this. I don't know how many I've done, 1,500? Lots. I do 3 a week, every single week of the year, and then a couple of times I do lots more videos, and I do them as a seasonal series perhaps. So I did 25 videos over 5 weeks, starting from September through to the beginning of October. So yeah, occasionally I do that. Right, so that's all my box cut. So you can see there's little wedges. This is Pool Party cardstock. Where's my sealed glass? This is Pool Party. I went Flirty Flamingo with Melon Mambo. I'm going Pool Party with Bermuda Bay this time round. Oops, last one. So I've just put glue onto all of those little tabs that I've created, and I'm simply folding around all of these. And there's my last one. So this is how it opens and closes. So like I said, it's 1 inch tall, 1.5 that way and 4 inches that way. So it's 2.5 centimetres tall, 4 centimetres that way and 10 that way. And yes, and I designed it so that I could fit my little strip of paper around it. I know, it's the little things. So I'm starting at the bottom of my box and I'm just roughly holding it at about the middle point. So this is 3 by 6 inches. My designer series paper is 7.5 by 15.25. So basically just cut your strip of paper in half. And it might go over a little bit. There might be, on this one I actually had to trim a little chunk off because I'd not centered that bit, but so long as it meets and doesn't go over, you're good to go, and you should be able to slide it still. So I'm going to pop some glue on there. And that is a slidable belly band, so it will keep moving. Right, let's do a little bit of stamping then. So Bermuda Bay, and I've got, whoops, it's my metal ruler. Let's move that out of the noisy way. So Banner Year, it goes with the Banners Pick-a-Punch, which is my absolute favourite right now. I must have used this on every other project that I've worked on. I love it. So and it's fully seasonal. So we've got a Christmas hat here. We've got Halloween, pumpkins, autumn, a squirrel, obvs. Guess autumn perhaps. We've got holly and berries, and we've got heart here, Valentine heart. So actually this is what I'm using, and I'm going to go with a grateful heart, same as I did before. And where's that one? That's that one there, and my heart envelope. So with the Banners Pick-a-Punch, you've got 2 different styles of punch, as you can see. One's in, one's out, and then we've got 3 different grooves on both sides. And so you set your measurement of your piece of cardstock, and it's 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch. And in metric, that is 1.2 centimeters, 1.9 centimeters, and then 2.5 and a bit. So you just trim your piece of cardstock. Let me get my ribbon. And oh, you need to measure up first. So this is 3/4 inch. What did I say that was? 1.9 centimeters. And you trim your piece of cardstock, and then you stamp. So trim first, stamp after. And it's a photopolymer stamp set, so you can see what you're doing. And that's that. And then what I'm going to do is trim off a bit at the end, just with a pair of scissors. And I'm going to put this into what will be the middle groove. And you just slide it down until it won't go any further. Punch. Insta flag tail. How cool is that? I love it. Right, and I want to stamp this one now too. And I'd love, oh, is that going to fit on there? Oh, it will. Oh, I'd love to say I'm going to fussy cut this, but you know, it's not exactly the fussy cut. It's literally just trim. So, trim there. I want a tiny little bit of white border on here. There we go, easy peasy. And I'm going to grab a little bit of linen thread, which is automatic. It's curly because it's been sat on the spool for a long time, but I want to de-kink it a little bit, so I'm just running my nails down it. Or you could use a bone folder just to take some of the curl out. And a little bit of seal. And I'm going to lay the end on the glue and then just create a couple of little loops. And the mess is all attached to the glue. You can't see it. Nobody's going to see all that under there. And then I want my dimensionals, which... Oh! Why do they always go hidey on my desk? Hide and seek. Oh no, look, they're upside down. That's why I can't see them. I can't see them that way either. And I'm going to put 2 on the back of that because it will anchor that down, anchor that bit of linen thread down. grab my box and put it pretty much in the middle. I have a dimensional on the back of my little envelope. On there. Oops. And I think that's sweet. I love it. I just think that's really lovely and bright with black and white. As I said, really rather sophisticated and elegant, and I love it. So, anybody else make boxes to fit a piece of paper? Can't possibly just be me. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.